I am so excited because today I will be showing you guys some new stuff. And when I say stuff, I mean plants. And here's a clue. Here's a clue. If you don't know what these are plant tags. And if you can't recognize these plant tags, can't recognize the logo or anything like that, then you have no idea what plants I'm talking about. But if you do, then you already know. But anyways, that's what I'll be showing you guys today in this video. But first, hi, how are you? It's been a long time. It's been months actually. Hope you guys are doing well. So let me give you some backstory before I show you guys the new stuff that I just started selling. I'm sure you guys remember, and if you don't, I'll remind you. I've been working with the same company, the same wholesaler out of Florida for a long time now, ever since 2014. And they've been my main source for aquatic plants. I sell bundled plants from them, I sell portions, I sell I tried selling tissue culture plants from them one time. That really didn't work out, but I pretty much have sold their entire menu. You know, I sell a lot of their plants, and I've worked strictly with them for quite a while, since 2014, you know. And you know, throughout that time I've had some issues with them. Nothing major or super concerning, but issues nonetheless. And whenever something has happened, I will say they've been pretty easy to work with and they've corrected their mistakes. But there's just been some times with some issues in particular that you know, they just did not want to budge. You know, they didn't want to change their ways. They were pretty much stuck in their ways, and I was basically told that's the way it's going to be, and we don't care if you don't like it or whatever. So that issue that I'm referring to is an issue I had with them actually quite recently. With my last order, I ordered some dwarf hairgrass from them, and they came in. I opened the package and I saw them, and I was quite surprised as to, you know, the quantity that I received, because I ordered quite a few portions from them, or clumps, as they say. When you buy dwarf hairgrass from this company, they sell it to you in a clump. And what that basically is, you know, picture a carpet of dwarf hairgrass, and just, you know, picture just sticking your hands in there, grabbing a clump, and that's pretty much what, you know, is sold to me, the business. So I was quite surprised when I took the plants out of the package, because I ordered, like I think like 25 or 30 different clumps, you know, and the clumps were very, very thin, like almost pencil thin. And I was like, what the heck is this? This is ridiculous. And I should actually say that I really wasn't that surprised though, because this has been happening for quite a while now. Gradually over the years, the quality and quantity of some of the plants that this company has been selling to me has just continued to decline. And I don't even think it's related to the pandemic or anything, because this has been happening even before the pandemic. So I really wasn't that surprised, but I was pretty pissed off, as you can imagine, because, you know, I paid for this plant and now I have to sell this plant, and I definitely cannot sell it you know, in this quantity to my customers, because my customers would go insane. My customers are not going to pay $3.99 for a pencil thin strip of dwarf hairgrass. That's just not going to happen, and I don't expect them to. And I'm not the type of business that's willing to just, you know, compromise and you know, degrade myself to that and sell my plants in that quantity for the same price. I'm just not going to do that. So I contacted the company, and I asked them, you know, hey, like, you know, what is this? This is ridiculous. I can't sell this, and, you know, this isn't the first time this has happened. You know, can you guys do something about this? Are you guys gonna change this, or, you know, something? And after some back and forth, I was basically told, no, that's the way it's gonna stay. And I was basically like kind of made a fool of, like I was told I shouldn't be complaining or something like that. It's just kind of ridiculous. And I felt like, you know, a lot of effort was being put into avoiding giving me, you know, what I ordered, you know, like giving me a good deal, you know, like my money's worth, you know. I felt like they were just being cheap, to be honest, you know. They were just being cheap, and I'm just not gonna stand for that. I'm not gonna put up with that. So I told them, okay, well, if this is how it's gonna be with this plant and the other plants I've had issues with, then I'm just going to stop ordering them, and I'm not gonna sell them on my website. So that's probably why you guys have noticed that if you've been checking my website recently, some of the plants that I've been selling for years, many years, have just disappeared off the website. And it's because of that issue that I just talked about. The quantity and quality has just continued to decline from this company. And as far as quality, I found out that, you know, the way that they store their plants in a refrigerator or something before they're shipped out. And, you know, the way that they grow their plants, supposedly they sometimes get them in as tissue cultures, and then they put them in pots and grow them as regular plants or something, but there's not enough time in between, you know, enough growth time for the plants to mature. So the plant I'm getting is like all freaked out, you know. It's been exposed to a billion different temperatures, and it's not even like it's gone from tissue culture to potted plant in like a matter of weeks. So, you know, I found out that they really, the way that they store their plants and grow their plants is pretty unorthodox, and it's not very traditional, and that in turn has affected the quality that I've been receiving from them. And what I mean by that is, you know, I'll get plants from them, they'll ship me plants, I'll get them, you know, a few days later, and some plants will last months in the pond, you know, until I sell them, you know. They're not in the pond permanently, but they'll last pretty much until they're sold, you know, which sometimes can be a month. A lot of the times it's shorter because I sell plants so fast. But there are other plants that last literally, I would say, 3 or 4 days in the pond, and they just melt away. And I definitely know that this is not a problem on my end, because I've ordered plants from other companies before, and, you know, bundled plants, clumped plants, whatever, and they've lasted months in the pond or until they're sold. I haven't had a problem with them, and they've been the same species that I've had an issue with from the company in Florida. So I definitely know it's not something going on my end. It is going on their end and they are not willing to change anything. So I told them, as I said, I'm gonna have to stop ordering some of these plants, and, you know, because I can't keep ordering stuff that keeps dying. That's just money going into the trash can. And I just cannot keep doing that. And even if I complain and I tell them stuff, they don't want to give me a refund. So you know what? Done with that. I'm not going to order those plants anymore. Like I said, there are plenty of plants that I order from them that still come in great, and they last a long time, and they're healthy. But there are just some plants that just do not last, and there are some plants that are just, the quantities are ridiculous. There's like nothing there. So when that happened again, most recently, that prompted me to reach out to Tropica, a company that I've worked with before, and I have actually a lot of history with. This is probably something you guys don't know, but if you guys know, or if you've ever seen the Tropica tissue culture plants, either in a store or on the internet, you should know that the reason why that started in America, those plants started, you know, selling in America, is because of me. I was actually the first company to start selling Tropica products in America. And the reason why is because I pretty much was just in the right place at the right time. Tropica was trying to set up shop in Canada, which would enable them to start selling stuff in America way back. And I just happened to contact them at the right time when they were trying to do that, and they were looking for a business to start, you know, selling their stuff with, and that business was me. I ordered probably, I think like, geez, like $2,000 worth of product from them for my first order. It all sold, you know, in a matter of, of, of hours on my website ever since I announced it. I'm sure you guys remember, some of my longtime viewers, you know, and it was great. It was a great relationship with them. I stopped selling their tissue culture plants though, just because they were quite pricey, and I noticed that the regular plants that I ordered from my wholesaler in Florida sold more than the tissue culture plants from Tropica. So I figured I would just focus solely on that. I mean, it's always good to sell, you know, as much stuff as I can, but I just noticed I was making more money with the other plants, so I figured I'd put all my attention and, you know, passion into those plants. But you know, recently Tropica has started to sell regular potted aquatic plants, which I was kind of surprised about, because I thought they couldn't do that based on, you know, the import restrictions and things like that, but they've been doing it, and it's all you know, legit. Everything is shipped with phytosanitary certificates, which is a certificate from the Department of Agriculture in America that that certifies the plants as safe and, you know, pest free and all that stuff. So I was quite happy about that. So I looked at their price list, and I looked at their potted plants, and they had a really good selection, and so I ordered a bunch of them, and they sold out pretty fast. So I just ordered more actually, and I've been selling those, and those are selling out really fast. So I figured I got to make a video about these things so I can tell you guys about them in case you guys weren't aware, so that you don't miss out on them. So I took some time off today. I'm a really busy guy. I have a lot of stuff going on. I rarely have time to make videos, but I took time off today to make this video. So this video is, you know, this video is really important. So I wanted to show you guys some of these plants, and you know, just so you can get a sense of what you'll receive when you order them. You should just know that they're amazing. The quantity and quality versus everything else that I sell is like night and day. It's just amazing. And I should say, that's not to say that the other plants I sell that aren't potted are bad or anything. It's just that, you know, these Tropica plants, there's so much of them in the pot, and they're just so healthy. You know, the Tropica quality, as I like to refer to it as, is just, you know, it's on another level. It really is. I haven't found another company that sells potted plants that can beat Tropica so far. And I've ordered potted plants from other companies. I ordered potted plants from Ultimate Nature Systems, which is a wholesaler out here in LA, and I really wasn't impressed with their stuff, because, you know, a lot of their pots had like one little tiny stem of a plant inside of it. It didn't even look like the plant was growing in the pot. It looked like they just got a stem plant, put some rock wool around it, and shoved it in the pot. It didn't even look like the plant was growing in there. But with these Tropica plants, you can definitely tell that they are grown in these pots, and they are grown in ideal conditions. And guys, these plants last so long in the pond. I've only had one die. I will admit, I've had one die. It was a Bucephalodra plant, and, you know, I will say Bucephalodra is on the sensitive side, so it obviously died because of me, something in the pond going on, whatever. But I've had one plant die out of probably, I think I've ordered almost 400 potted plants from them so far, and I've only had one die. I think that's pretty amazing. I think that's pretty amazing, because with the plants that I ordered from my wholesaler in Florida, there have been some times before I stopped selling some of the plants that I had issues with. When I was buying those plants still, I would have probably like I would say 30 or 40 bundles of stem plants that would just die. To order plants from Tropica, and they're all doing incredibly well, and they're all selling really fast, and the feedback I'm getting from my customers is amazing. And to only have one die is pretty amazing, I think. And I really think it speaks volumes to as to, you know, the quality, the Tropica quality. So when you order a Tropica plant, it'll be shipped in a plastic bag just like my other plants, but it'll have this little tag in it, and on these tags it has Tropica's website, a barcode, and has a little bit of information on the tags, you know, like if the plant's easy or hard to grow. I will admit that some of the tags that say like, oh, this plant is easy to grow, sometimes I disagree with that, just because some plants that are labeled as easy from them aren't really that easy, in my opinion, for everybody to grow. But it's not really a big deal. You know, so you'll get one of these tags will be in the pot just so you can identify the plant. The bag will still be marked with the SKU number as well, so there's really no question, you know, what it is. And the plants you receive will be incredibly healthy. You'll receive a lot for your money. These are a little bit more expensive, I will say that. They're typically around $6.99 versus $2.99 or $3.99 like I sell my other plants for. But if you calculate how much you're getting in the pot, and you calculate that based on the price, you'll know, or you'll realize that you're actually getting more with Tropica plants than you are if you were to buy a bundled plant or a clumped plant for $2.99 or $3.99. So you're getting more for your money, you're getting good quality for your money, and you're getting a Tropica plant for your money. You know, Tropica is world renowned, you know. So I wanted to end on a good note. I know I've talked about some stuff that is not really so positive in this video, but I want to say that, you know, a company in Florida, I have respect for them, because when I started working with them, I was struggling to find a wholesaler that would, you know, meet my needs, and by needs I mean, you know, decent variety of plants and good prices and things like that. The company I was working with before I started working with this one was based out of LA, and they got their stuff from Thailand, and the quality was not that great, and I had issues with them. And every time I complained, they gave me a problem. And the last time I complained, they flat out told me, we're not going to sell to you anymore. We don't want to work with you anymore, which was very, very frustrating, because I knew in my heart that the issue was on their end, not on my end. You know, the quality they were giving me was not what I paid for. And when plants were arriving dead, you know, and they didn't want to give me a refund for them, you know, that's their problem, not my problem. I will say though, it is actually kind of funny, you know, karma works in very mysterious ways, but I would say probably 2 years after that, after they flat out told me we don't want to work with you anymore, I actually got an email from them where basically they were begging me to come back and order from them again, because they saw how big my website had gotten, you know, and they knew I was still ordering plants, and I was getting them from someplace, and you know, so they sent me an email, and they were like, hi, we'd like to invite you back to, you know, to ordering plants from us. If you have any questions, let us know. And I'm like, oh no, thank you, but thanks for the offer. So, you know, it's just one of those things where if you're doing something wrong, you know, if something is happening, a problem, investigate it. You know, give good customer service. Do your best to correct the problem. Don't just look at it from one side. You know, that's what I try to do with all the issues, with any issues I have with my customers, you know. And wholesale companies should do the same thing, but some of them don't, and they learn their lesson, I guess, because now they lost me as a customer. And me as a customer is not just, you know, oh, you know, you lost a customer. It's not like one of those situations, you know. When you lose a business as a customer, you miss out on thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars, because every year I spend thousands and thousands of dollars on plants, you know, and that's a lot of money to a wholesale company. That's not a penny, you know, that's a lot of money to them. So they missed out. But you know, like I said, they were giving me so many problems, and they didn't want to take responsibility for their actions, and that's just what happens. But going back to the company in Florida, I want to end on a good note and say that, you know, because of all that, the issues I was having with the very first company that I worked with, you know, I found them, and you know, they basically saved me, and I was able to start selling plants again because I found them, and I was able to start selling plants at really good prices, and I was getting good quality and quantity from them at the time. Like I said, that started to decline over the years, but I've made some alterations to my orders so I can prevent ordering the plants that I've had an issue with from them. But you know, overall they've been a good company, and you know, they sell good stuff. Some of their stuff, like I said, I wouldn't order ever again unless they change, you know, unless they change their ways, the way they grow them or store them or whatever. But for the most part, you know, the plants I get from them are pretty good quality, and my customers seem to like them. So I'm not going to stop selling plants from them, but I will start broadening my horizons with Tropica, and I will start selling a lot more potted plants from Tropica, and you know, you guys will gradually start to see more and more of that on the website. So just thought I'd show you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thank you so much for watching and sticking around. I know I'm absent from YouTube for quite a long time in between videos, but like I said, I'm a very busy guy, and I honestly have to take days off to make videos because I just have no time. So I managed to do that today, thankfully, so I can tell you guys about these cool Tropica plants. So I love you guys very much. If you guys would like to buy any Tropica plants or any of the plants that I talked about in this video, you can visit jacobsaquarium.com, where I have almost 100 different plants to choose from, all at the most affordable price on the internet. And also, don't forget to follow me on social media. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And if you're watching this video on another video platform, I'm on YouTube as well. Links to all my social media stuff will be in the description below, okay? I love you guys very much. Thank you for sticking around, and thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Have fun with your tanks, and I will see you next time.